Just imagine someday you're gonna get like SNL or something, and they're gonna bring you in for like your last interview, and they're gonna be like, "Wait, before we give you the job, can you roll up your sleeve real quick? You don't have any weird tattoos, right?" And it's like, "Oh man."
Yeah. Are you guys a fan of Goldberg much?
Right. Remember back in the day, there was a dude that was. So was that actually a legit Goldberg?
Well, yeah. You know what happened was, so I was 18, just met a girl, honestly, lovely girl too, and nice house, good family, and she really liked me, rich girl. And then I got this tattoo, and it was over. She was like, "You ruined your life." She couldn't believe it. I was like, "I got a surprise for you." I showed her at her family dinner when I met her parents too.
Oh man.
Yeah, and this wasn't acceptable then. I don't know if it is now, to be honest, but this is 20 years ago.
The thing is, though, we're the same age, so even you were 18 when you got it.
17, I think. Yeah,
Goldberg
older.
wasn't even like that. That was kind of over by then, right? That was more like when we were 12.
Yeah, and I wasn't a fan of Goldberg. So what happened was I went to a tattoo shop, and I was like, I put two tattoos together. I was like, "Can you put that with this?"
Mix a little bit of that.
Yeah. And then they gave me the Goldberg, and dude, it's actually, I
What
think
was
it's
it-
pretty
what's
much
it a mix of?
identical. It was two tribal things. You know, nobody knows what this stuff means. One was supposed to mean not afraid of the night. And then
Wow.
One was supposed to mean warrior or something.
Oh, well,
Nobody
this was
knows.
this was Mike Tyson era then,
Yeah, you probably even.
before you got the face Maori tattoo.
Yeah, this is. I got this before Tyson had the face tat.
Wow.
Yeah. What was the reasoning behind this? You know, I'll be honest. I saw a Tupac documentary, that one with the London dude that says Tupac. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
was big. Remember? And then Tupac Shakur.
Yeah.
I seen that documentary. I got drunk and went and got a tattoo.
Wow.
And the girl's water broke doing it. That's why it's not finished. If you look under the
Like her
arm,
water broke.
her water broke.
She was pregnant?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then what she did was she mixed two green. They try to save money. Black's an expensive ink. So they'll mix a little bit of blue with black or green with black or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's why you get them green prison tattoos.
Wow.
So nobody could cover it. They're like, yeah, this is a made-up color. She just made.
Oh
They're
man.
like, yeah, it's all infected too. It was scar tissue. They were like, this girl was terrible.
So this girl, you were drunk and you got a tattoo from a pregnant woman.
Yeah.
Wow.
The hardest
That's
part
Ohio.
was she wasn't available till like 6 hours later, so I had to maintain the buzz.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Just like one beer every 45 minutes.
Yeah, I drove in the rain to this place. They're like, listen, like we said, all we got is our apprentice. I didn't even know what apprentice meant. And I was just like, all right.
You were thinking it's like, yeah, Donald Trump.
Yeah, she did it. She's like, are you sure you want me to do this?
Wow.
She didn't believe in herself.
Well, if I was like a beginner tattoo, that's the kind of tattoo I'd want to give somebody.
Yeah,
You're not asking to draw, Bruce Lee or something. It's like, no, it's just you could just put like a little outline on you. Stencil.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if this girl would have tried? If I went in there and said, give me Bruce Lee, I'd have a picture of you on my arm.
Yeah.
We hold this show. Look, there goes
Yeah.
our co-host. Bro, I seen some of those, man. I seen some of those bad ones where people get their son's face on them, and it's just like, dude, you got the
Because
Gerber.
it only lasts like a little while.
And every baby pic is the Gerber baby. People
Yeah.
go online.
Yeah.
Oh, Gerber baby, let me get this.
If you're going to get your kids tattooed, wait for a little while until they look like something.
And make sure they're yours. You don't want somebody, not only are they looking at your kids judging, they're looking at your tattoo going, it doesn't got your ears.
Oh, yeah. You got to probably get that checked out. Brutal.
Yeah, why does the ear look like that guy you've been going bowling with?
Is that the only tattoo you got?
No, I got the first one I got on my leg, little tattoo tour. Did you ever see this?
Wow.
You can't even read it. Look how faded that is. man.
Wow.
Bro, that one's
stand up a
actually
little bit?
coming off. Let's see if can the camera get a good.
Yeah,
Can
I'll add
you guys-
some contrast in
We'll have
post.
to zoom in. Yeah,
Wow.
do something with that. It's a little faded.
What's it say?
It used to say, dude, look at that, man, dude, that's terrible. I just when I thought I was gonna feel bad about myself. I thought it's. Oh no, I see it now. Yeah, it says "Son of Italy." I thought it said "Sons of Italy." That's a bread shop,
Right.
which I'm so happy I didn't get that extra S on there.
So you're a son of Italy?
I guess in a way,
That's you?
all my uncles had. When you're Italian, you got to go get the cross tattoo, the
Wow.
flag tattoo. It's part of being Italian.
So your first tattoo, that was the first one?
First one, yeah. My uncle got it. I remember. And
I
then
feel
my
like you
other
started with
uncle.
the leg, though.
Yeah,
That's kind of a weird place to start, right?
yeah.
That's like a girl place to start.
I guess so.
You go with the arms first,
I
normally,
never
right?
really thought about it. Well, my uncles had it on their legs, so I just did
Yeah.
like them.
They got the same tattoo?
Yeah, I remember. I was like, "What does the? Which one means I'm not gay? The left leg,
Oh, yeah.
the right leg?"
That looks like, I mean, the way it looks now, it looks like a little kid drew on you with a crayon or something.
It looks so fresh when I got it done, though. I went to a guy who was good, dude, clean, bright. I was the only kid in high school, little tattoo on my leg. Nobody in high school had Italian flags on them.
Even then, though, I feel like if you're showing off your tattoo and you got to pull up your pants every time.
Well, I wore a lot of shorts.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, hold on, check this out.
Yeah, let me pull my
Oh,
pants
man,
up.
what are you going to show me?
Yeah. But I mean, like, tattoos like that, they look good. The colors are all bright and shiny for like a couple months.
Yeah.
Right? You're supposed to like add something to them to
You
make
could
them look.
you're supposed to keep lotion on them, but there's nothing you could do.
Yeah.
You know, when you get color put on you, it's just gonna seep into the skin.
Yeah.
I just found this out. You know, people learn how to tattoo people on bananas.
Yeah.
That's where you start. Because I seen this tattoo shop in Portugal. It said inked banana. I was like, that's the dumbest name for a tattoo.
Ah, weird.
People immediately came after me in the comments. Obviously, you never went to school for tattooing. It's like,
Yeah.
obviously not.
Oh, I've had people that like just started doing tattoos that were like trying to get me to come in,
Yeah.
and they're like offering you a discount.
Ah.
But it's like, bro, I don't have any tattoos. I'm not starting with a discount tattoo.
Yeah, and I'm not finishing with one. It's like, look, call me in 15 years.
Yeah, well, I guess somebody has to
Support you.
start. Somebody's got to kind of like be the first one up the mountain. But it's like that's got to be somebody who already has a bunch of tattoos,
Mm-hmm.
so it doesn't stand out. But it's like I only got one, and you're gonna give me the fucked up one.
Man, I'll never forget a guy back in my hometown hustled somebody once, man. It's actually a smart hustle. So he had some great tattoos on like his legs or whatever. For whatever reason, for work, he couldn't show his tattoos. But he had some sick stuff on his legs. And he convinced people at a hotel party that he did it. And, dude, he was messing everybody.
Oh wow.
Bro, he got like 5 people. You think after the first one, you know, people start off real basic. Somebody had a ghost. Somebody got like, I think it was a basketball or a soccer ball.
Yeah.
Somebody got a boxing glove. It was real easy stuff. But then came the lion head.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
bro,
This has different angles to it.
yeah, it's like at that point he just quit wiping it off because he just knew
Oh
this
my
is
god.
so bad. I just gotta.
Yeah.
I need an out. It was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Do you ever think about getting more?
No, I'm done.
You still
Actually, I
got
wanna
you got a
get
fresh
these
arm on the left.
Yeah, it's still good. I got one on my back too. I regret all my tattoos, honestly.
What's the back?
The back one is a cross.
Oh,
Yeah, you know, the Italian thing.
Wow. So
I
were
drew
you
the
were
one
you
on my
like
back.
were you more Italian back then, or was this just like
Yeah, I started hiding it. People were
Yeah.
like, dude, come on, it's hacky to be Italian. Nobody's
yeah.
really Italian no more.
it wasn't cool back then?
Yeah, my family's actually really
These
Italian.
were pre-Sebastian days.
Yeah. Yep. This is like, you know,
Well, I feel like you could bring it back now. Now it's more accepted.
maybe. I don't know. Now
It's like being gay back then.
I hid it so much.
Uh,
Yeah. Instead of coming out of a closet, if you're Italian, what are you coming out of then?
oh yeah, it's when you start showing off your crosses.
Yeah. Honestly.
Start wearing a little gold chain.
Start doing the bra. What do you want?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
My girlfriend actually loves the fake Italian. She loves the Jersey Italian. When I'm like, babe, I'm trying to eat the cookie. She loves it.
She likes the Sopranos. Yeah, it gives it a very authentic New York feel.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, I've been learning to bury my Italianness. Comedy made me do it. For real, I used to talk about my cousins there. For real Italian. Like I got a cousin Dom, and he's like got the Cadillac, big arms. You know, hey, yo, Dom. He talks just like that. We're gonna go down here and crack this guy's head. You want to come with us? I was with him for real.
Wow.
I'm gonna crack him in the head, Dom. That's what he said to me one time at the mall. And I see him by an hour later. He did. He cracked the dude right in the head, bro.
Wow.
But, you know, he's one of those guys, works in the mill, like has a dumbbell and just cranks out. Dude's got some big arms.
Wow.
And he's real Italian. I used to talk about him on stage and people would say, bro, come on. You can't
That's
talk
enough.
about, you can't
Yeah,
talk about
dial
your,
it back.
Italian family.
Yeah,
What
right.
are you doing? That's hacky.
It's too late for this right
What do
now.
you think? You're dice? People
Yeah.
used to say that. You think you're dice? Like there's even now people comment and say, "Oh, he's Theo Vaughn on welfare" and stuff
yeah.
like that. Did you see any of those?
Oh, yeah.
Two people could have a crazy story.
Yeah. There's a lot of trash in this country.
Yeah, you might know your country if what's that one say?
Yeah.
I used to do that in my stand up. I'd say you might know you're Italian if when I first started. Did you know that? What about you? You don't talk about your Japanese heritage. Are you? You are Japanese.
Yeah.
Right? Like
I
you
don't
know
got- I don't
people
got
from
no-
Japan.
I don't got no tattoos. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I
We
know
have
people
family and
from
stuff.
Italy.
Yeah.
They comment on the Facebook.
I mean, I think career-wise, it would help if you amplified certain aspects of yourself like that.
Yeah. Do like you know people that talk their broken English? Could you start doing that on stage?
Yeah, imitating my parents or something.
Do
yeah.
they talk broken English?
I mean, a little bit. My
Dude,
parents
that's
are from
gold
Japan.
mine.
Yeah, if I really, man, if you can tell if I'm ever really struggling in comedy. Once I start talking about my parents, that's like, oh man, the notebook ran out.
Yeah, time to crack open the Judy Goldberg.
Yeah, right. I'm about to really go into my deep safe right now. Yeah, this guy needs health insurance or something.
Yeah, my father, he has a uniqueness. He talks more like a street dude than an Italian dude, but my uncles are real. They speak that Italian stuff.
Your dad's like a little dude too, right?
Yeah, a little bit big at the same time. He's like 200 pounds. He's
Wow.
got a wide back.
Yeah.
He's like a mini Mike Tyson. He always did body work on cars, like sanding down the paint. And do you ever do that for 10 minutes or 5 minutes? Your arms feel like they're going to fall
Oh,
off.
yeah.
Bro, if you're just sanding this, yeah, that's
It's
what he
the
do.
same motion again and again.
Yeah, and then you got to smack the paper.
Oh, yeah.
That was my favorite part. I was always smacking the paper. People be like, you didn't get nothing sanded.
Yeah, right.
I'd just be sitting there. I used to love smacking. It just looks like you're an adult. When I was
Yeah.
a kid, I'm just smacking some sandpaper.
You said your dad, though, he's not like a drinker, right?
No.
Seems like he would be, but he's not.
I seen him probably buzz 3 times in his life. It's a good thing he's not a drinker. He's real funny when he's drunk, though.
Right, yeah. But
Not
it's
that
like,
good of a driver.
yeah, but like, it seems like that kind of culture is normally that kind of guy would be a drunk, right?
In Ohio, yeah, everybody else is. For whatever reason, he didn't, because his dad wasn't a drinker either. I mean, his dad was never really around, but his mom didn't drink.
Right.
You know what I think it leads up to? The older brother, his Uncle Lou, my Uncle Lou, didn't drink, and I think they all looked up to Uncle Lou. Like,
Oh, wow.
my Uncle Lou told me he's allergic to alcohol. He said all of us are, actually.
Wow.
Man, that's why my face breaks out and I get in street fights.
Yeah, right. Keep fucking random women. It's the allergies.
It's my allergies. I'm allergic.
Yeah,
bro.
right.
What do you want? Like,
I
eat the
drink and I fuck a married woman. I don't know. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, some people are allergic to peanut butter.
Yeah, right. It's a gluten intolerance.
Yeah, no, not much drinkers. My brother actually was a bit of a drinker. My other guy I grew up with who's like a brother to me. They got me drunk for the first time when I was like 12 years old. Casper cream, and they told me they're mixing it. They're like, yeah, you know what you want to do before you get drunk. They're all pranksters. They're like, eat a bunch of cereal, and that's what they did.
Oh, wow.
And bro, I was hammered. I was drinking wine. They just mixed everything together: whiskey, wine, Casper cream. Just
Oh, what's cream?
it was
it's
Irk and Jerk, E&J, Casper and cream. You ever have that? It's a hood drink.
It's like Kahlua or something, or like.
Maybe it's creamy like an Irish.
Oh, just to
whiskey,
make like a
Bailey's or something.
White Russian kind of thing,
Yeah, you can make that.
or it's like milk.
Yeah, it's similar. It's like a milkish
Oh, man.
whiskey. It's actually not bad. I could go for a little bit of Cass.
There's so many,
Mad Dog.
so much alcohol is like only for people who just started drinking. You know what I mean? Or it's
Yeah.
like once you're 20 years into drinking, you would never even think to drink that kind of shit. But it's just like the kind of stuff that people drink when they're like 19 years old. The stuff that seems fancy.
Yeah, that.
It's just like Goldschlager or something.
Oh yeah, Hypnotic and Alizé.
Yeah,
People
there's no grown adult who's like, end of my work day, I'm going to go home and drink some Goldschlager.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and the wife.
Yeah, you get the flakes and it pays for the bottle.
Yeah. Afterwards, you spit them back up, and then
Yeah.
you gold. Yeah, no.
Yeah, make me throw up, honey. We can't
Yeah.
afford the Goldschlager.
Yeah, it's like, when's the last time you were actually like throwing up drunk, like blacking out?
Maybe almost last night.
Oh, really?
But no, I don't know about that drunk. But I throw up drunk. The last time I threw up from drinking was a while ago. It was when I left my laptop on the train. A brand new laptop in the box. I left it on the train, dude. Drunk. I left the comic strip Christmas party.
Wow.
We on 2nd Avenue, that escalator.
Yeah.
I was just trying to make myself laugh, and I'm leaning back to mess with people because you know how strange it looks.
Yeah.
And I fell down from the top of the escalator, dude, on the phone with a girl all the way to the bottom the whole time. And then she was still on the phone. I just heard hello, and I look at the phone. I was so drunk, I forgot I was talking to her. She's like, you just fell for like 5 minutes.
Wow.
She's like, I heard it all. You called me a bitch, dude.
Wow, you blacked out mid-fall.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Called her a bitch.
Jeez. That was like, how long ago was that?
Like 7 years ago.
See, that's the thing about drinking is that like everybody, all your bad stories were probably concentrated within like a few years, right? It just feels like nobody can keep up that kind of lifestyle for like a very long time.
A good 10 years, probably. 8.5 years, easy, maybe 10.
But starting when? You were like 16?
I moved out at like when I started having a lot of parties right when I turned 18, I think. And I was living on my own, and I had like, dude, I'd be so drunk, I'd be waking up in front yards, and it was a small neighborhood. People would be like, yeah, I was just driving down the road. We was going to Lucky 7. I seen you laying here.
Wow.
When I came back around, you was still here, so I figured I'd wake you up.
Yeah.
And people would wake me up. I would be that drunk. That's why I don't recommend, if my family's listening, that's not a cool thing.
Yeah.
Or friends. Don't get that drunk, dude. I'd be so smacked. People taking my pants. You wake up with no pants on.
But it's like if somebody told you that as a kid, like, don't drink, it's like, would you have even listened?
No.
You got to learn those lessons.
Yeah, you do. The lessons of life. Look at that. Your whiskey's tipping.
Yeah, right.
It's the life lessons. My father used to say, I could teach you life lessons, but you won't listen.
What was it? What were you drinking back then?
We used to do Southern Comfort from Giant Eagle, so it was only 40%. You know, the grocery store got that weaker stuff. Yeah, we did that Southern Comfort and orange juice.
Oh, wow.
And just some of that SoCo. That's what we used to call it, SoCo and orange juice.
Yeah.
Bro, I threw up many a nights from that stuff.
Oh, my God.
Kept going, too. I remember, dude, we just had, one time, Youngstown, Ohio, bro, we had a house full of kids, all drunk, empty alcohol everywhere. We're all seniors in high school.
Yeah.
And, except for me, because I dropped out. 2 police come because we're lighting off fireworks. It's just nowhere near the 4th of July. We're just having fun. And like we keep lighting them off, run inside the house, shutting off all the lights. And then finally the cops knock on the door. They're not giving up. So 60 kids in my house.
Wow.
And we open up the door. You see bottles everywhere. And he's like, oh, you guys having a bit of a party. I'm smack drunk. And I tell the cop, I go, oh, no, actually, yeah, it was my brother. He had a party. He's like 28. He left for the military, dude. I'm lying.
Huh.
I'm like, yeah, he's going to the military. So we had he's like, oh, man, my heart goes out to you. It was like around the time and my brother was in the military, but he actually just came back.
Right,
like,
yeah.
So technically it wasn't that much of a lie.
Yeah.
He was back for good. But I was just lying. Dude, I got away with it. Couldn't believe it.
Well, I think at that point, it's like he's just, as long as you're inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drunk people always think that they're getting away with something if they're like trying to be sneaky or trying to lie to you.
Yeah.
But it's like you can spot, they're lying.
Oh, yeah. They'll keep telling you, I'm not drunk.
Exactly.
And one thing about me, I didn't have one drink.
Yeah.
It's like nobody asked you, man.
The one thing alcohol takes away from you is your ability to be sneaky.
Yeah.
Where you see like a drunk person who's just, if he's just trying to steal your phone or something, and his movements are all sloppy. Same thing with fighting. The drunk guy is never going to win the fight.
Yeah, without a doubt. I had a high guy throw some punches at me, and that's even worse.
Yeah,
it's like
humming in slow motion.
Yeah, it's like this dude was lit. He was high as hell. It fell down on the ground, lost his shoe. It's like only stuff like that could happen when you're high.
Yeah.
I would never fight somebody high, or even like you can't drive if you smoked a joint. Like I don't know how people drive around like that. To be honest with you,
people act like some people say they're better if they're driving if they're high, but it's like no, you're not.
Yeah, you're
just already kind of a bad driver.
Let me pull out in front of you on a bicycle.
Yeah.
See if you hit the gas by mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think alcohol is definitely, me and you talk about this a lot. Alcohol is always, if something real
It's the
bad
cause of almost
on,
all problems in your life.
yeah, especially mine. Dude, there's times like alcohol is the real devil juice, man. Just be crying in front of 7-Eleven.
Well, it's like, imagine a story. It's almost like stories. Imagine you're like pulling a rope, and you're like, there's like a hole in the ground. You're pulling a rope. You're trying to dig out something from the ground. You pull that rope long enough, and alcohol is part of the rope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anytime you tell me a story, it's like, all right, at some point in the story, you're going to mention how drunk you were. It might not come out at first because you don't realize that's part of the story, but it's like, no, that was there.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, dude, that alcohol is the end of it.
No one's ever cried on the street at like 2 a.m. sober.
Well, yeah, it's either alcohol or heroin.
It's something, yeah.
Remember I told you I bought that car off that dude that was shooting up dope?
Yeah.
I was just talking about that the other day. That's great. You get somebody drunk, buy their car, dude. You don't care when you're drunk. You're just, or on heroin, I guess. I wouldn't know, but you just you don't care. That's why you're not sneaky, because you really don't care.
Yeah.
You're giving a fucks go out the window.
Right. How much did you pay for that car?
I think like $300.
Wow.
And it had a bag of dope in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That guy must have been pissed after that.
Oh, yeah. Well, somebody shot at me a couple times, too, so I don't know. Maybe he wanted to get rid of it.
Right, yeah.
That's the thing. Whenever you buy a distinctive car, like in Ohio, sometimes there's that risk. Is somebody going to shoot at me? Like,
right.
what type of guy is this?
Yeah.
If it's got TVs and PlayStations in it, you might,
Yeah.
you might have just bought a problem. Anytime the car is too cheap, same goes for guns. Anybody tries to sell you a gun for under $100, it's like, yeah, dude, something's up here.
Yeah, anytime somebody is like trying to sell you something and they really need you to buy it, it's like, this is going to be a problem.
Like how I'm getting hounded on Instagram ads. Guys, leave me alone. I'm not paying for it.
Be cool.
They say they can get Selena Gomez to give me a shout out.
It's like maybe you could have made the sale if you weren't so pressed about it. But I could tell something's up here.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting scammed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen you drunk ever. I mean, you drink the beer. You're like an occasional beer type of guy. It took me a while to get used to drinking beers.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like my thing is always, whenever I'm drinking, I do enjoy drinking. It's just I've always lived in places where alcohol is expensive.
Yeah.
In New York City, it just blows my mind that people are getting this drunk. People that we like hang out with us.
Right.
Who clearly don't have any money. And you're just watching them spend $14 on a drink or something. Yeah, just like it's nothing.
It's that alcohol, you don't give a shit no more.
I guess. But it's like, how do you start that first drink? Thinking like, man, I can't afford this.
Yeah, I always compare it to food. I'm like, man, I just spent $32 on 2 drinks.
Yeah.
And then a tip, $40, $43. I could have had like, can you imagine the sandwich? Can you even pay $43 for a sandwich?
Oh, yeah.
You'd have like coleslaw on there, shrimp.
Man.
It'd be a good sandwich.
That'd be probably the best sandwich in New York City. Yeah, that's Katz's Deli or something.
Better than the Aki way. Dude.
Yeah.
Go get that the Aki way. When's the last time you've been drunk? You had to have had celebration.
Drunk was like
looking at your feet. You're like, oh, I'm surprised I'm controlling these.
It's been at least 10 years.
Damn,
10, 15 years.
What,
yeah.
Since 3 drinks, 4 drinks?
Yeah, it'd probably be like 4 or 5 drinks to do it for me. If it was like mixed drinks.
Come across a Friday night, got nothing going on. You crack open a few Modelo's.
A few beers is one thing, but like drunk, where it's like blacking out, and saying things you're not supposed to say. That's like that's really like you got to go hard alcohol there.
Yeah,
I think even beer at that point, I would get sick before I would get drunk.
Yeah, I don't know. 6-pack will have you saying things you don't want to say.
Yeah,
getting in your phone. But
it's crazy to me. You see, like we've got friends that are like clearly, alcohol is like a real problem for them, and you're just like, how can it blows my mind because whenever I get even like approaching that level of drunk, I'm immediately like I feel kind of sick.
Yeah.
And the next day, the hangover as you get older is horrible. But it just blows my mind that somebody could just willingly put themselves into that kind of situation.
Especially what we get to see comedians, dude. I could think of 25 or 30 that I would just see them smacked, dude, hammered. They don't even recognize, dude, we had a drink in Times Square. They won't have no clue that they seen me. just crazy. I had a friend of mine come to a club. I'm thinking he wants a spot. He tries to fight me, dude. He's like ready to go outside. The next day, he's like, "Yo, man, we gotta hang out. It's been a while since I've been sober."
Man.
I'm like, "Bro, no, you haven't.
Yeah.
Last night you tried to cut me."
Actually, I'm 44 days sober.
Yeah. It's like, dude, last night you had a can opener and you were trying to cut me with it.
Wow.
What are you talking about?
I guess the thing
carver?
is, I think the level of, especially in New York City, there's a different style of alcoholism. Because if you live in like, middle Ohio or something, if you're getting that drunk, you're ending your night by driving home.
Yeah.
And eventually you run through that scenario enough times, you get a DUI because you're just going to crash. Something's going to come up. New York City, you don't own a car. I've always said this before, but it's like, what's even the worst thing that could happen?
Right.
You can't really hurt yourself if you don't have a car. Driving is the one thing that makes alcohol super dangerous. But once you take driving out of the picture, all you end up doing is occasionally you get into a fight or you fuck a pregnant woman.
Right. Or you do something and then you end up with a pregnant woman.
Yeah.
Or I mean, you can get shot on the train, I guess.
Yeah, but it's not like, I mean, you're not crashing a car. You're not going to hurt somebody else.
Right.
Probably not.
If anything else, they'll just get a prison sentence.
Yeah. Well,
What
something's going to come
is-
up. You might get your ass beat or something, but you're not going to crash a car and kill a family or something.
Right. Well, now in Ohio, when I was just back there, dude, an Uber, $8.80. Like,
Wow.
and I went far. It was like a 20-minute drive.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the guy, and he's like, "Yeah, sorry, it took me so long. I drove from the lake house to get here." I'm like, "Well, like, there's no lakes nowhere near my house." I'm like, "Well, how far?" "Yeah, it took me about 35, 40 minutes to get down here."
Wow.
To give me an $8 ride.
Huh.
But so you can get drunk in Ohio. I did it. I got drunk. Tab came, dude, $13. I'm smacked, one eye closed.
But don't you think most guys are still driving?
I'd hope not.
Still, you got to, come on.
I mean, the Ubers are so cheap. It'd be
Still,
so
but I mean, like,
stupid.
unless you took the Uber there, you still got to get. That's the problem with drinking and driving. The one thing that also stopped me from becoming like a big alcohol guy, especially because I used to live in California, you gotta drive everywhere.
Yeah.
I could never figure out how anybody's doing this without drinking and driving. And it's
Bro.
like, it's almost like this is a whole thing, a secret that nobody wants to talk about. Is that like, yeah, you had to get to the bar somehow, and you
Yeah.
had to get home. This was pre-Uber back then, so it's like you had to get home somehow. And I mean, yeah, of course you're driving drunk. What are you gonna take like a $200 cab to get home and then get back to the bar the next day to get your car and then do it again?
You know, it's crazy. I did that one time. I took a $200 cab from Akron from a club because
You did it once.
Yeah.
You don't do that every week.
But no,
Some
just
people
'cause-
don't. I mean, like people go out drinking a few times a week. A lot of people.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, unless you're literally spending $1,000 on cabs every month, of course you're gonna end up drinking and driving.
The worst is when you get somebody, they're like, "Yeah, I'll be the DD. All right, let's go. We'll just have a couple of drinks to start." It's like, no. See, I'm so terrified of DUIs because I've known so many people that got them. Like,
Yeah.
that I'm like, yeah, well, one thing, if I get DUI, comedy's over, which really it's not, but
We know a couple guys.
it wouldn't help. Yeah. Yeah, dude. So I'm so scared of DUIs. I'll do anything to avoid a DUI. You know, just a little thing. We were drunk in high school and we were asleep in the car. But I guess since the keys, even though they were in the car, there's a thing where you can't sleep in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
You have to sleep in the
You're
passenger
supposed
seat.
to get out of the driver's seat. Yeah.
Yep. So there's that issue, even if the keys aren't in the ignition.
Right. Yeah.
One my buddy locked his keys in his trunk, couldn't get them out. I'm like, dude, why'd you do that? He's like, it's the law. I'm like, bro, he called
Wow.
me to try. I'm trying to break in his trunk.
Yeah.
We're kicking his taillight,
Man.
and we were still drunk. Cops were like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
But it's like no matter, because in California, those DUI laws are like insane.
10,000, 25.
I remember like when I was in college, they doubled it or something. Where It's
Right.
like whatever it was, now it's way worse. No matter how bad they make that law, people still drink and drive.
One girl
Not
got-
even like dumb guys, but just like regular people who are going out drinking.
Yeah. Now, I know the type. A girl got 3 DUIs in Ohio. They took her kids from her.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. DUIs are getting serious.
Yeah.
Took her kids, and she was a
But
great
it's
mother.
like, I mean, I get it. Obviously, it's so dangerous to drink and drive, but it's like clearly these places are selling alcohol, and clearly people are driving to the place to get there.
Yeah.
It's like if cops stopped every driver and made everybody take the breathalyzer test, DUI would be like everybody would be getting a DUI.
I'm surprised that they don't. You think the bars are greasing them a little? Because if
Well, it's just like a constitutional thing. You can't stop somebody unless you have a reason to stop them.
But if you're like, yeah, I seen you pull out of the fucking
Yeah,
bar.
exactly. We know it's Saturday night.
That's
You're
a
probably
good reason.
drinking.
Yeah, this girl threw her underwear out the window.
Yeah, right.
You're driving on the sidewalk.
Yeah. Even if you can, I mean, like, I feel like I only really drove drunk like twice in my life. And both times, I mean, like, even before I sobered up, I was like, I cannot believe I did that.
I was in cars with guys that drove smacked. One guy could not drive straight. It was night. He's like, I can't do. He's turning his head. He's like,
Oh my
I
God.
can't make the wheel go straight.
Yeah.
Dude, I had to get out of the car. He's flooring it, hitting the brake. I'm like, dude, please let me. I had to pick up a tire iron. I'm like, dude, I'm going to smack you in the head. A good friend
Wow.
of mine. He's like, I can't let you out, though. No. He was all coked up. Though,
Oh,
no.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you see it too, especially you're traveling to Mexico, and it's like, man, this is drinking and driving is part of the culture here.
In Mexico, I got picked up by an Uber. He was drinking one time, and it just said he had he didn't speak no English. He had a white piece of college rolled notebook paper taped to the little window thing,
Yeah.
and it said $5.
Oh, wow.
So I had a 20. He had no change. I had to give him the whole 20, and I didn't realize it was like a 3-minute drive to the ship. I
Right.
just couldn't see it.
Wow.
But that's his job all day. Like he just made up, yo, I'm Uber now. Like there was no, no taxi badges. No
Yeah.
emblem.
In those places, you're just whatever you say you are, that's what you are.
3 kids in the front seat. He's drinking Coronas.
Wow. See, the problem is that like, it would be fun. If you knew you were in a situation where you knew you weren't going to kill anybody, being drunk and driving, those two things actually do go together kind of well. If it was just like a bumper car situation.
Yeah, if it's bumper car, they go together great.
Yeah, I mean, you get to just the sensation of moving and doing shit with your arms. These are like drinking motions.
That's like rich guy shit. You can get away with it if you're rich. Like you see, Pete Davidson drove into somebody's house. Oh no, you think that was drunk or?
Yeah, I'm sure.
That had to be drunk.
Yeah.
What's the DUI situation there? If you live in New York, you could actually get a DUI. Oh, you're gonna take my license for 3 years? Great.
I never see anybody get pulled over
Here,
for
yeah,
DUIs.
no. People can hit you in New York. I had a van. They'll drive right into you, and the cop ain't stopping. He's like, bro, I'm going to hold up the street for a bumper.
Yeah, right. Get back in, pal.
Yeah, just bump right into you all the time. I used to keep $100 on me because I used to hit people too. I'd get that road rage in the van, man, and I'd end up just driving right in. I'd let people try coming in my lane. I'm like, all right, well, brother, this ain't going to end good for you. I'm in a rental van. You're in a Mercedes.
Yeah, you can think about drinking and driving, and it's like texting and driving is already bad enough. But when someone's drunk, they're texting even more.
Right.
People love texting when drunk and driving.
Drinking.
Yeah.
Drunk texting and driving, that you can't win from that.
It's only going to get worse.
And then it rains, you got them bald tires.
Well, now people are drinking and driving and like watching TikTok videos at the same time.
Yeah, and they're smoking weed.
Yeah.
They're really maxing it out, doing a little fentanyl, going out for the game. I like those people that when it's a game. We were talking about this, bro. That's when they're the drunkest, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, sorry I punched your sister in the mouth. The Red Sox were playing.
Yeah.
I got smacked out of my mind.
I feel like that's like part of the culture too. And like, I mean, Ohio culture is like Ohio State college football tailgate.
Dude,
wake up in
Steelers
the morning and you start tailgating like 8 hours before the game.
Yep.
Just getting trashed.
I seen it. It's country music's like that, which nothing could happen but the sports games. And really a lot of people in Ohio like Pittsburgh. Like if the Steelers are playing, they're going nuts.
Yeah.
And Ohio State without a doubt. Like, and back in the day the Cavs, but it's that or they got the Kentucky Derby, the monster truck rallies. They got, the events where you just get smacked.
So I mean, this is just like when you're growing up, I mean, like you go through like your crazy party years when you're like 19, 20 and you're like getting blacked out, vodka drunk. But then you're supposed to, after that, eventually most people sort of slow down after a while, right?
It depends. Or they
and then
move the Far Rockaway.
Yeah, and then you just become like a beer guy who's just sort of like getting slowly trashed over the day.
Yeah. I know those people that just drink beers, 24-pack a day, and they're normal, healthy-looking guys. A little bit of an eye twitch, but my buddy Hank, He'll just drink, dude, beer after beer. I won't see him with a glass of water. 3 o'clock, start cracking them things open.
Right.
You know, it's Miller High Lives.
You think you'd ever be able to get back to that level of drinking?
No, I couldn't imagine how bad you'd feel. Even me, like 1 or 2 whiskeys a night is too much, and that's all I drink. I wake up, my eyes hurt. I'm like, dude, today even, all I had was, I think I had 2 whiskeys and a beer. I don't feel good.
Yeah.
I was driving home with the heater blasted in my face.
Yeah, it's all dried out.
I wasn't drinking and driving, but I was the passenger.
Yeah.
Yeah, blowing my nose, blood's coming out.
Oh, my God.
I could never be that guy that sits there and ties them off. Those are the guys that will get the DUIs because they're just, this is water to them. It's like 9 beers.
But even it doesn't like, because you're mostly getting these drinks at like the comedy clubs, free drinks or something, but it doesn't even go together if you think about it. Doing stand-up and being drunk like that.
Right. Repeating jokes.
Yeah, well, there's a reason why so many comics are sober. Is that it's just not sustainable over a long period of time. To be drunk every night and trying to perform.
Yeah, and just
it takes away your performance skills.
And just working in general. You're working around these people. Like I'm telling you, I got friends that I know I have to keep at a distance because they get drunk like it's a mission.
Yeah.
I got at least 2 or 3 where I'm just like, bro, it's 11 a.m.
So I always think too, because we know one guy who's like crazy drunk and he's kind of back and forth on it, but like, because we know this guy and we've seen him go through some adventures, and like you're kind of part of the adventures every once in a while, and you get roped into it. But you got to think, if you know somebody who's crazy like that, what you know is only the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah,
you know that you got to think of all the times that you're not around. And this dude stays up all night long, so you know he's getting into some hijinks that you don't even know about. He doesn't even know about.
And then you see him sometimes on the train getting in fist fights with people, and you're like, I got to avoid this one.
Yeah, you ever see that your crazy ass friend and like he doesn't see you? So you get to observe him a little bit. And it's like, oh no, this dude is getting into some shit all day long.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that is the best. You really find out who you're dealing with.
But just think about like how many like near-death experiences he must go through, and just like over time of like getting, because he's getting sober for a long time and then he's falling off, and just think what that fall off must be like.
Yeah, I've had people concerned about me. People would tell me, they'd be like, man, I seen you on the Lower East Side, man, you were screaming, it didn't look good. One time I woke up in the park, somebody took a shit next to me. I was laying right next to a human shit.
Wow.
Like this close to it. Like I was talking on the phone to it.
Jeez.
And somebody told me they seen me. They're like, bro, you were in the park just laying next to a huge turd.
Wow.
We seen you. Just passed out drunk. I always kept it pretty cordial. You know when it goes bad for me? If I'm with somebody, a girl that's toxic. Then it's, you're drunk, the girl's toxic.
It's 3 a.m.
Oh, dude, you don't got your house keys. You're bleeding.
It's cold outside.
Yeah. You're like, okay, where's my hammer at?
Yeah. You're trying to knock on a door to let somebody in.
Yeah, you're climbing up a building. Look, listen, I told you, I'm sorry.
You can't remember which buzzer to push, so you're just pushing multiple buzzers.
Bro, that's the worst.
It's just people like, you see, that's like a New York City apartment thing.
Yeah.
Where it's just like you see a guy you can't remember which buzzer to push, so he's just pressing all of them at once.
Desperation. That's when the roommates got to get involved in the relationship.
Yeah.
Dom's not allowed over now.
Anytime you see somebody on the street who's trying to like yell up to the next apartment above, Marco.
Right. Open up.
Yeah, it's 3 a.m. Oh man.
Yeah.
What was the hangover situation for you like?
They started.
Is it something that's gotten like you're noticing a lot more now?
Yeah.
But back in the day, I feel like when you were 18, still boxing shape. Hangover, it's like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah, you don't even feel it. I remember
you just eat breakfast.
I wouldn't even go to bed some nights. I had a job landscaping. I drink all night, party until 7 a.m. and drive to work and landscape all day.
Right.
And then get off and get smacked again.
Man.
Landscaping in the sun, dehydrated. An 18-year-old, well, you don't realize what you got.
Yeah.
18, 19.
People weren't even drinking water in those days.
Yeah.
Water wasn't even cool until we were like
Hell no.
early 20s. Yeah.
Yeah, it started getting cool, and them Spanish girls started putting the little lemons in there and stuff. You know.
But no, back then, yeah. I mean, you just wake up kind of drunk, you slowly work it off, and then yeah, you're good for a little while, then you're just back to drinking.
Now, can you imagine? Because me and you both started later. I think I even started because I was always off and on with comedy, life screwing up, and,
Right.
But like when I see these guys that were 15 and 6, when I was 15, I was doing sit-ups or like trying to catch change on my elbow for hours. Imagine if I wrote jokes.
Oh yeah. Imagine if you did something useful.
Dude, with that energy, or I was painting a wall somewhere or busting out a front porch.
Yeah. Don't need sleep. Don't need nothing.
We know guys that were like, oh yeah, I started when I was 12.
Yeah.
Started getting comedy real serious. I was 18. I was on HBO 3 times.
Right.
And it's like you could put all that energy towards it.
Right.
Now I'm old, bro. Now I'm like, I gotta have coffee, smack myself in the face a few times,
Yeah.
get moving. I write one joke, my nuts hurt. I'm like, I'm done for the day.
But just think, like the guys that we know who are alcoholics, it's like they're our age. So it's like, what is that hangover situation like?
Yeah.
That's got to be like, I mean, I think once you get to like late 30s and you're still drinking like that, it's mostly hangover.
Yeah.
It's like 60% hangover and then like 30% drinking.
Your whole day is ruined, and you're kind of normal at 8 o'clock at night. I
Yeah.
would say, like, if I get smacked, that I'm done till 8 o'clock at night. Shit and beer, and you're just done, dude. I don't know how these people are in any way of a good mood. I've been waking up feeling terrible. When I don't drink, I wake up out of bed. I'm like, jump out of bed.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll go do some jumping jacks. And now it's like, dude, you're moving. You don't even you're not even nice to people.
Yeah.
You know.
You're not even getting that drunk either.
Right. I'll end a relationship with my cousin over a hangover. Look, man, I never liked you or your mother.
Yeah.
It's over. Yeah. I don't know. Then you got to think, man, I've had people and real good friends in the family that did crack and heroin and stuff. Like, imagine that hangover.
Oh my God.
Like, and when
Well, not only are you like hungover, but you want to do it again.
Yeah, one time my cousin Leo told me, he's like, why are you wasting money on food? I was at the store. He's like, you could just go to a soup kitchen, man. He was so mad I was buying food. Send that to me.
You think you're too good for soup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could send that to me.
See, that's the difference between like heroin and alcohol, though, is that the feeling of waking up being hungover from drinking is I'm never going to do that again. But imagine having that same level of sickness, but thinking, I got to do it again.
I can't wait.
Right now, yeah, I'm going to stab somebody so I can do it again.
Matter of fact, listen, man, I'll mulch. I'll put mulch in front of your house. I'll go steal some mulch.
And I'm going to steal the wires out of your house.
Yeah.
It's like, God, that must be horrible.
I had somebody come home, man. They got the whole back of their house stripped. You couldn't even know it, dude. Aluminum siding one time. Imagine that. You go out for a weekend. You spend a little extra. You're like, it's all right. At least my house is sided.
Yeah, at least I still got copper.
Brand new.
Yeah, we always got the copper in the house. You come home and somebody, can you imagine how hard it is to take that out of a house?
Oh, man. And people
somebody has to do like a construction job just to feed their habit.
One of my friends, dude, he was all smacked out, dude, on every drug in the book, like trying to impress people with it.
Yeah.
Dude, he got so desperate. He had this hustle, and it actually worked. Do you know how much that copper is worth for real? Like, he would get like $8-10 out of a big pipe he'd steal from Home Depot.
Wow.
He told me, he's like, it's hard running with it, dude, because it's heavy. It's like 5 pounds of copper. You get about 3 of those.
Well, just think how much construction work pays legitimately.
Yeah.
You're basically doing free work.
Yeah, if you could install that copper pipe.
You make so much more money putting the pipe in than taking it out.
To the scrapyard, too.
Yeah. I mean, it's like clearly you're willing to do some work. It's not like this is like a smash and grab, like stealing stuff from Dwayne Reed.
Right.
It's like, no, you're breaking into a wall with a hammer and you're like scraping out all this copper tubing. It's like, get a job.
Imagine how much easier it is to do when you know they're home and it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't got to keep looking. Are they pulling in yet?
Yeah, then you just get the money and then you get high from there.
Get that copper wire.
Yeah.
Got the jaw going.
See, at least with weed, though, now, it's like, don't you feel like weed is practically free?
Yeah, people just give you a handful. That's when you're skeptical. You're like, yo, man, let me get a 20.
But I think you're skeptical because we're used to paying for it. and like what it used to cost back in the day. But at least now it's like I can't go like crazy with it just because I don't like getting too high. But at least you're not gonna like, it's not like drinking. Going too far with weed is not even like touching going too far with drinking.
I'll tell you what going too far with weed is: the amount of time you used to have to waste waiting on the dealer.
Yeah, the process of trying to get
5 hours. He comes, breaks a little blunt out for you. It's like, bro, give me a gram and a half. No, that's a blunt, man.
Hanging out.
Gotta go.
Yeah. You're trying to convince him 3.5 grams.
Yeah, you're like, dude, come on, it's $20. I wait 5.5 hours.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend's been dressed up all mad. She ran out of bubble gum.
I think it's not even like, I don't even think weed is even that cool for kids anymore.
Yeah, because they could just get it mad easy.
It's so easy to get. I think it's like, I don't even think like young kids are really drinking that much anymore, right?
They're vaping.
That's what
everybody's. Like, all the kids are vaping.
It's vaping and like pills.
Oh, pills is huge, man. It's sad when you think about that.
Yeah.
When I see these kids, bro, 12 years old, getting high, it breaks my heart. I never touched. That's a mind altering. That's like affects your life. 12 years old.
Right. Yeah.
Getting high, like, and then you see them kids, 8th grade, smoking cigarettes. They got all the girls. Smoke a joint. The teacher makes a joke out of it. Jesse, that better not be what I think I smell.
Right, yeah.
You know, Jesse's out back doing dope, and you're making it a joke.
Right.
Teacher, that's a problem.
I mean, it's bad. Pills are one thing, but like the vaping and everything, at least, is that worse than drinking though?
I mean, pills to me are probably the worst.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the another level.
A friend of mine had a Lyrica. He's like, walks into a wall. He goes, "You want one of these?" And 3 other kids ate them. I'm like, dude, the dude just walked into a wall. He's like, everything's rubber now. Kid fell off a ladder, busted his ankle, dude. He thought he was just standing there normal. I was hanging with him. And I was on a ladder too, so I guess he just thought we were next to each other. He's like, let me step back and take a look. And I thought he was being funny. Bro, step right back off the ladder.
Wow.
You ever hear a bone snap?
Oh, my God.
If not, you haven't been drinking enough.
Anytime somebody does that kind of drug and then offers it to you, it's like, what do you even like? How does this look appealing to anybody?
Right. It's a nerve drug. It's a drug for nerves.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I wonder, are kids these days getting the level of drunk that you used to get back in those days?
I don't know. I always see, the big thing I do see is vaping. Maybe they don't like being drunk. It's too hard to get out. Alcohol's not easy to get.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, I remember, man, people might look at me crooked for saying this, but this is the way it was. There would be that weird kid in the neighborhood that's like 22 years old, hitting on the 14-year-old, bringing her alcohol. That's what happened back then.
Wow.
There was no Ring doorbells. Some of the stuff I witnessed growing up, I can't believe nowadays. I'm like, how is that okay? Like, the family knew their daughter's dating a 23-year-old. She's 14. He's coming over, smoking weed, getting her drunk.
Wow.
I remember being up the street playing basketball, like 12 years old, and I liked this girl. And I'm like, well, here comes a guy pulling in with an 84 Cadillac. I have no chance.
Yeah.
Rims, neon. He had the neon lights.
Wow.
You ain't never.
This dude was a pimp.
Yeah, every 12-year-old.
Yeah, right.